So, to prohibit this conduct, housing providers must adopt harassment policies. Housing providers are responsible for harassment they are aware of or should have been aware of and failed to take remedial action to stop. The key is that housing providers must adopt anti-harassment policies that inform their tenants that harassment is strictly prohibited and provide tenants the opportunity to complain if they're being harassed. The policy should include a clear statement that harassment is strictly prohibited and define that harassment. It should include a process for applicants and tenants to report suspected harassment, a clear description of the sanctions for anybody who engages in the harassment, and a strongly worded anti-retaliation provision that says if someone retaliates against someone who reports harassment or assists someone else in reporting harassment, then we will take action to stop that retaliation. The harassment policy should cover harassment on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, familial status, and disability, and any other class that's protected by your state or local law. Your state or local law may provide other protections. For example, it may prohibit discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. That should also be included in your anti-harassment policy. Also, you should not promise confidentiality if someone reports. Why? Well, if you promise confidentiality, you can never investigate the complaint, which you have an obligation to do. But you should tell anyone who reports it that the investigation will be made as discreetly as possible and remind them if anyone retaliates against them that violates your anti-retaliation provisions in the policy. The policy should include reporting procedures that gives a resident multiple avenues to report. It shouldn't just say report it to the site manager, because what if the site manager is the harasser? It should allow the tenant to report it to the housing provider, both through the site manager and perhaps another 1-800 number, email address, or physical address for the corporate headquarters. You should also publish the policy. The policy does no good unless it's distributed to the tenants and they know and understand it. And the housing provider should also post this policy in the rental office. A well-written policy means nothing without an effective enforcement mechanism. So you enforce the policy regardless of who the victim is or regardless who the alleged harasser is. You should conduct an investigation immediately upon receipt of the complaint and document all steps that you take during the investigation, document the complaint, and document the remedial action that you take. And you should take whatever remedial action necessary to stop the harassment. If it's an employee, it may be termination of their employment. If it's a resident, it may be eviction from their unit. It depends how severe the harassment is. Now, on November 17, 2008, HUD's Assistant Secretary for Fair Housing and Equal Opportunity released a memorandum addressing sexual harassment. On this link to get access to that memorandum.